Hey y'all, I'm back at it again. I'm cooking in the kitchen with Miss D, and it's still vegan living today. Cooking vegan. Some days I have to cook regular food because everybody doesn't eat vegan food, and so I don't try to force my lifestyle down people's throat. But today, my only son is gonna be 30 years old. I still can't believe my son is gonna be 30 years old today. That's crazy. I remember 4 years ago, my daughter turned 30. Yeah, she's 34 now. And so the youngest one is going to be 29 in January, but my only baby boy was born today, right, on December 25th. That's crazy, right? And it was a snow blizzard in 1999, so it was crazy. But I'm making some sweets for my sweetie pie son, and I already started. I got eating my oatmeal now, so excuse my oatmeal, guys. Oh, eating my oatmeal, and what I'm doing right now is I already peeled all my apples, and so you peel all your apples, and what you have to do is make sure you have to use lemon juice so your apples don't turn brown. So after you do that, you pour the lemon juice on it. So I use I use organic, made with organic lemon juice and lemon oil. So that's important to have lemon oil. I poured every time I sliced it, cut it and sliced it, and peeled it, I just put apple juice on it right away. I have one or two green bananas in there. Green apples in there. And but these are my favorite ones. I love Honeycrisp apples. I buy these from ShopRite. Of course, I got the apple cider vinegar in the back. I soak everything in apple cider vinegar and use a scrub brush. So now I have my pie crust. So I buy these from ShopRite. Normally I usually get them from Whole Foods, but I already had these. I think I bought them last month, or just right after the holiday for last month, and just right out of the holiday. Right behind that, I bought these. These are the pie crust. These are rollout ones, so these are different from the frozen pie crust. So I'm letting it thaw out. I kind of had a hard time with this one. I couldn't get this to roll out right. Oh, my fingernail went in that one. And so I got it here, and so I'm going to show you guys. I'm just going to take it, and I'm going to roll it and put it right inside here. Unroll it and let it sit right inside. So hold on, guys. Let it sit right inside. Lay it down. Try to organize it inside so it can be evenly distributed without trying to rip my crust is ripping a little bit, so I'm gonna leave it like that. Mix it up like this. Okay. So just lay it back like this. I use glass pans because I don't do aluminum, like I said to you guys before, or any other metals. I like glass. I wish I could do my pies in glass. So you just evenly put your pie crust inside the glass pan. I'm trying not to rip it, so it's laying. Kind of a little odd, but let me see. I don't want to rip it, so I want to keep moving it. Okay, yeah, that's a little better. So it's in there. It's in there like swimwear, guys. So I organized it. It's in there like swimwear. So now you start taking your apples. So I'm gonna rinse them off before I start. So I rinse everything off because with dust in the air, hair, and all kind of stuff, I need to make sure it's on my apples. So I'm gonna take my apples now. It's my apples. I'm gonna take them and put them inside my glass pan. You just layer them down, and they should be thin enough. But sometimes I make them too thick, so I don't put them in there. The lemon juice tastes wonderful on these sliced apples. So you just put them inside. Take each one, lay them down. Okay, so now you have enough slices. You're gonna, ooh, that's too big. Let's lay this down too. It don't have to be perfect. You just wanna see as I put water on it, so it turned brown already. Okay, apples turn brown. Without the lemon juice, they'll be brown before you can put them in the just turn a little bit brown just right there. You see. So see, there you go. So what I normally do is I do brown sugar. I'm trying not to use so much organic sugar because it's still sugar. So take some brown sugar. Start putting the brown sugar on here. Crumble it all up. I like to use my hands when I cook, so my hands is clean. Let me get a spoon. It may be easier to do it with the spoon. So you just cover the bases on the brown sugar. Just cover the bottom of the pan. Just cover all the apples. Sometimes you get some of these brown sugar pieces that's really hard. So you just keep on. So that's what it looks like. I laid it down. Some brown sugar. I'm gonna add some cinnamon. I don't measure, guys, so you can figure out how much cinnamon you want. Okay. So just shake a little cinnamon on there. Not too much. You don't want to have too much cinnamon. Then you add your little nutmeg. You guys see you got your nutmeg, guys. Take your nutmeg. Okay, and then you got a little vanilla. So I always put like a teaspoon. Just roll it all the way around. Some people put their apples in the frying pan, but I've never done that. So, and then you want to add a little bit of some sugar. You don't want to make it too sweet. So I got some sugar here. I'm going to use my measuring cup because I don't want to put too much sugar. And I'm going to put some vegan butter on the end. So I got 1/4 sugar. 1/4 sugar. I'm going to try to use this amount throughout the whole recipe. Okay, I don't use cornstarch in my apple pie because cornstarch is not from nature. So that's not made from nature. That's artificial. So if you're following Dr. Sebi, he says cornstarch is artificial, which is a GMO. And so I didn't know that, and I'm going to be not using cornstarch. I don't think I have a recipe for cornstarch. So I'll slice up little pieces of butter. Put that in there, just little pieces of butter. Put that on there. Sometimes you just gotta make the slices thinner. The bottom layer is very important that you have enough apples. So I'm gonna put some more apples. Now you see how I did it? So that's what it is. You're just gonna do layers of apples. Layers of apples. No particular way they gotta lay down. They can lay down any way you want them. It doesn't really matter to me. So you do another layer of apples. Try to make them as thin as possible. Sometimes I make my apples too thick, because then it starts to bubble up once it cooks. This is too thick. Okay, that's too big. Then I was cutting them a little bit thinner, but you want to just cover up the first layer that you just had. So you have to learn how to make things from scratch and not buy it. I used to always buy apple pies, and I always would say the apples was too chunky, and then it wasn't all the way done. Like I used to love ShopRite apple pie, but the pies were too chunky. Still got good pies, but it all depends. I don't know who bakes, who has a certain do they have a certain bakery they use, or do they? I know they. I think they cook that pie there. I think they make those pies there. So this is your second layer. Oh, excuse me, guys. Second layer. And so now you're gonna. I'm just knocking everything over on Butterfingers today. Just add your cinnamon on again. You don't have to do it in the same order. You can do it a different way. Add the cinnamon. Add the nutmeg again. Add a little lemon. Vanilla. And add a little brown sugar. Well, actually, where's my brown sugar? Okay. Sometimes brown sugar gets hard, so you can put it in whatever order you want your brown sugar in. You don't have to do it at the bottom. I mean, sometimes I just go with the flow. I don't have to necessarily stay in the same step. I always like to add my brown sugar to that. And I'm going to, as time goes on with the layers, I'm going to add less and less white sugar. Even though it's organic sugar, it's still white. So white is not right, but brown you can get down. You keep that, and that has nothing to do with race. This is all about the processed foods that you eat. So add a little bit more sugar, just a tiny bit. Because organic sugar is very, very sweet. Extremely sweet, so. And this is also the Earth Balance vegan butter. See? Vegan. I love the commercial. And the butter is vegan. And that is actually organic too as well. Is this organic? Oh, it's non-GMO. Okay. So it comes in sticks, so. Slice you some couple slices of this vegan butter. Put it up here. Gotta be careful because this is very oily, so you don't want to add too much butter. Just very small pieces of butter. You can cut it in half, or you can use less butter. I think I had too many apples. As usual, I always overcook I always slice too many apples. You can do squares so you can use less butter. There you go. Apple pie is coming out beautiful. Look at that. So now you put the second layer, third layer on. There you go, more layers. Okay. Okay, sit down for a second. Sometimes I cut them too big. Like this is too big. It's gonna be a little bit more thinner. This is kind of big too. Like I was slicing them too big. Okay. They're too big. You can eat them. Just remember, don't over put too many apples because they're gonna be bubbling at the top, and then it's gonna overspill on top of the crust that goes on top. You have to seal it closed. I'm over here smacking, guys. Sorry about that. But it's got that tart from the lemon juice. Okay. Okay, so we got more layers. Try to fill up any holes. So this is probably going to be the last layer. Okay. Put as much as you can, not without overflowing it. I should have put more on the bottom. I should have had more apples on the bottom. I realized that after I put the second layer on there. Should have been more apples. Oh, maybe I can use all of these here in this left. You think I didn't cut more? I was going to cut more apples. But I only had 2 pie crusts, so 2 roll-out crusts. So I didn't want to cook any more. There you go, guys. You see that layer? That layer is right there. And that's about it. So then you go ahead and put your cinnamon on. This is going to be a banging apple pie for my baby boy. Long live Banks, my nephew. Every time I say baby boy, I think about him. Every time. I miss him so much, man. I never got to cook this dinner, a big dinner for him when he came home. I wish I had pursued him more to come back to Patterson, or I made a way up to Pennsylvania, because that would have been really a wonderful day for me to spend time with my nephew/son. My son done. I miss my baby boy. Baby boy number 2. Okay, put more sugar in there. Now, not too much now. At least for me, I can't have a lot of sugar, so. Add some more. This brown sugar is getting kind of hard. Ever since I opened it, it's really, 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 really stiff. There's a way to make brown sugar a little bit softer. And this is good. This is perfect. Okay. Alrighty. I forgot to send you guys the finished product of the spaghetti and meatballs. But one more layer of butter. I'm only going to use 2 pieces because I have a lot of butter already on that. I'm going to do one more slice. There you have it, guys. Homemade apple pie. Now I'm going to put the other crust on top to seal it. This is the other crust. Okay, there we go. Put that one on top.